2008, the World Bank stated that 80% of the people in the world live on less than $10 a day.
These are unacceptable statistics, yet everyone knows it is going on. Every one of you knows that there is extreme poverty in the world, yet we stand by and watch thousands die every day. The underlying reason for our complacency is greed. Greed and laziness. How hard is it not to buy a second TV, and instead, donate some of that money to help starving children? Oh, my fault. I forgot that you can't live without the view in HD. America as a whole isn't any better. We are the richest country on earth, and yet we give only 4/25% of our GDP to development assistance. Dr. Carol Adelman. Dr. Adelman directs Hudson Institute's Center for Global Prosperity, and she says that America spends approximately 46 times more on the military than it does on foreign development assistance. One line of thought in America is that it's their fault that they're poor. But this is simply not true. Geography is often a deciding factor in whether a person is poor or not. Roughly 45% of Africa does not have clean drinking water, according to the Clean Water for Africa program. Another way that geography affects the standard of living is through natural resources. There is often conflict over these natural resources that can destroy homes and communities, like in Africa during the 1990s. Here is a video clip from the movie Blood Diamonds, the true
Diamonds
story.
should have made Sierra Leone a paradise. Instead, they've made it a hell.
Literally millions of people have lost their lives as a result of blood diamonds.
And they use diamonds to fuel the whole thing. They use diamonds to get the guns to fight the war.
As the people of Sierra Leone suffered the horrors of civil war, diamonds mined illegally by the rebels flowed freely into the world diamond market.
Our estimates are that 10 to 15%, possibly even higher, of the world diamond trade was blood diamonds.
Blood diamonds, mined in the 1990s, still grace the hands and necks of unsuspecting customers all over the world.
A conflict diamond doesn't come with a little tag on it that says conflict diamond. I am from a war zone. It doesn't have a little sort of like skull and crossbones nicked in the side.
This is why it is a necessity to buy Canadian diamonds, because you can be sure that those aren't conflict diamonds. Being poor is also not a person's fault when they live in a country or place where natural resources are nonsensically high, like in Bolivia in the 1990s, where Bactal, a water and natural resource corporation, raised rates more than 50% for local water use, according to the Chochabamba-based Democracy Center. This is one of the main reasons why we need to end privatization of natural resources. There's also the mentality in developed nations that my money won't really help. What can $50 really do in a world overflowing with poverty? But isn't knowing that you are trying to help incentive enough to do something? There are people and organizations trying to solve world poverty. One such organization is halve. They are a non-profit organization that specializes in animal distribution and takes donations to do so. This animal is almost like a small business in regard to the fact that the animal can produce material for clothes, food, and offspring that you can give or sell away to other families in the community. And with a single goat or cow, you can lift an entire community from poverty. Another organization that is making an attempt to help is Habitat for Humanity. Habitat for Humanity is a non-profit organization that concentrates on building homes for the poor that are simple and decent. It uses donation to fund its programs and volunteer work to build the houses. One of the biggest organizations that is working to solve world poverty is the IMF, or International Monetary Fund. One of the solutions that the IMF is implementing is debt relief. Many extremely poor countries have massive amounts of debt piled up, which must be paid off before they can start helping their people. Not every country is eligible for this initiative. Only countries that have good track records of implementing poverty reduction programs and strategies. This country must also be in extreme unsustainable debt. Right now, there are 40 eligible countries, and 28 have already received help according to the IMF. The IMF, World Bank, other creditors, and developed nations are the ones who will be paying for this debt cancellation. According to the IMF and World Bank, to cancel the debts of the 12 remaining eligible countries, it will cost $71 billion. The One Foundation has reported that in Tanzania in 2001, an additional 3.1 million children attended school because the Tanzanian government eliminated school fees with the money freed up from the debt relief. One also stated that since 1996, nearly $110 billion worth of debt has been canceled. But we can't just rely on international organizations to solve poverty. Average citizens must try and help too, even if it's only sending some extra money or writing a letter or email to a state representative. Please, there is still more that needs to be done. There are still 1.4 billion people that want. No, they need you to give them something, anything. Just don't do the worst thing possible. Nothing.